Dr. Klein, I really do appreciate you taking your time, especially today because I know it's a real busy day for you. I appreciate the fact that you allow me to come in here even before the store opens. So for that, I'm really grateful. And like I said, I'll stick around. I'll record some of the stuff because I know people that watch the video are going to want to see what you have. And hopefully it's not the only time I come up here.
Wonderful. It was great having you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through the tanks so that you guys can see what kind of awesome fish they carry here at the store. And also a little bit slower to look at some of the inventory as far as the equipment that they have and some of the things you could possibly find here at the store. As you can see down here, he was mentioning that they sell water and they also have the containers to go along for that water you guys purchase. He's got a little nano tank right here with a nice looking betta. There he is. Love the colors on that guy. Some of the equipment, it looks like these are dozers. So you can auto dose your I'm assuming saltwater tanks. What's interesting about these right here, I don't know how many of you guys follow Keeping Fish Simple. He managed to rig one of these units up for his fry system where it would dose infusoria, especially if you're going to be, you can't get to wherever your fish are at on a daily basis. And it actually worked out pretty good for him. If I ever get to breeding and I have a lot of fry, that's something I'm going to want to try. It looks like he's got some aquarium lamps, some reef lamps here. And some of this stuff I don't recognize because I'm not into saltwater, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you out here that know exactly what this stuff is. This would be the front of the store. As you come in, you'll see the register. You'll see that African cichlid tank that's there. And you also walk right into that saltwater tank that he was talking about. And I'll take you guys over there to see those fish right now. He also has a little cube down here, which is actually for sale. It's a complete setup. And it looks like he's got some mollies in there. I thought they were platies, but they're actually mollies. And possibly swordtail. All right. Here's this awesome saltwater tank. Let's look at some of the stuff he's got in here. Unfortunately here I can't name off too many of these fish because I am not familiar with them. What I do know is that they're very nice looking fish. I like this one right here that's got those multi stripes and colors. That one looks real nice. Here's another one that's really neat looking. Oh, a little camera shy. Down here, it looks like he's got a whole section of different types of foods, both for freshwater and saltwater. He carries Norfin, cobalt. Some of the stuff you won't find at your local, like a PetSmart or a Petco, which is all, unfortunately, PetSmart is all I have in Yuma. But that's why I like coming to these places, because you can find different types of food that you can try out that I've heard other hobbyists use, and this grants me the opportunity to find some of that. This is refrigerators where they have their frozen foods. As you can see, the pricing is here. They got cubes, flats. They sell clams. I'm assuming those are for puffers. They have squid and some, I guess it's reef food. Also, what I really like about this store is that they sell a lot of equipment that specializes for setting up sumps. And as you guys know, I'm trying to set up that 150 that I got, that acrylic tank. And that's one of the things that I'm going to take advantage of while I'm up here today. Hopefully be able to find, I guess these are skimmers for saltwater, to try to find the hoses and the plumbing that I need to set up that acrylic 150 that I'm currently working on. They have all sorts of pumps. As he was saying, these are all DC pumps. This is all new vocabulary that I'm going to have to learn because I'm not familiar with it. But since I'm going the sump route, I'm going to have to learn about this stuff real quick. Let's see what else they have. Their selection of lamps. These look like they're saltwater lamps. And they have some freshwater for plants. They have some equipment up here. I'm not really sure what these containers with measurements are, but I'm assuming they're part of a sump. We'll take a look. We can walk down where all these tanks are. Here we have a 72 by 24 by 42. It's a 300 gallon acrylic tank. And based on what I'm seeing in the background, it looks like it might have been a saltwater tank. Here we have a 65 with these, it looks like a 3/4 of an inch thick glass on these rimless, which is kind of cool. I really like this one here. It's a 60 gallon. It looks like it would be a nice chalet tank, because I like the low profile on it. This 80 gallon right here. We got some more over here. Got some lights. All right, let's go around this way and we'll come back to that center aisle. Like he was mentioning, they have all these dry rocks, as you can see. These look more like rocks you would put in a saltwater tank. What I found interesting is when he was talking about the live rock, and I'll show you what he has and how they're kept. It looks like crushed coral probably in those buckets. Over here is their section for all the live rock, and I've always wondered why they call it live rock. It looks like they have to keep it in water, and there seems to be like little worm trails and stuff like that, so they're probably embedded within that tank. So if you're into saltwater and looking for live rock, you can see that they have a very good selection of live rock. They have these two trays on the top, and then they have what looks to be like a 100 gallon Rubbermaid tub that's full of live rock. Here's the part that I really like. It's all the hardscape, the wood and stuff to be able to do some scapes. I really have to start looking for some pieces, since Garcia Aquatics and myself have kind of challenged each other to a scape off. So this is giving me a leg up, because I'll be able to look and see what I can find and put them to shame. Anyways, you can see they carry some lines for your planet tanks. Looks like they have some medication. They got a pretty good selection. A lot of filtration media. Different types of filtration media. They have some bubblers. They have some gravel down here. They have quite a bit of selection of the different types of gravels. Just about anything you need to start up a new aquarium, you can find here. What's kind of really particular about this also is that you can find some really good used equipment. A quick sanitation if you're concerned about what could be on them, and you're good to go. Have some pumps, some pretty good sized pumps in here. It looks like, they do have some battery operated pumps. For those of you that are in areas where you consistently have blackouts or power loss, these are essential. Okay, let's walk around this way. And it looks like we have some more of the saltwater stuff, some breeder boxes. I need to pick up one of these. Well, actually, I need a specimen tank. And we have some salts. I guess these are your most common salts. They do have some soils for planet tanks, and they have just regular sand and gravel, but they also have a aragonite. And I hear a lot of the guys that carry the African cichlids use this to try to keep up the pH. So they have that. This side over here, we have some more pumps, some more filters, some skimmers, a lot of filtration material, ceramic rings, hang on the backs. They have a really good selection of the most popular hang on the back options out there. All right, let's go look at the used equipment stuff. That's what I'm kind of interested too. Like I said, I'm working on trying to build that sump that I have. They have some really neat cubes. These are all in the used section. These are like little reefer cubes for saltwater. Wow, that's a nice 330 aquarium with some serious thick. That looks like 1 inch thick bracing on the top, and the panels are also probably about 1 inch thick. He has a good selection of little nano tanks. Some of them have lights. That's an interesting one down there with several divisions on it. So any kind of size tank you're looking for different projects, whether it's growing out fry or maybe some live food, these are good tanks sizes to keep for that. This whole back area, as you can see, is pretty long, and there's just numerous amounts of different types of aquariums for different things. In here, it looks like they have a lot of those sock filters, all different types of sizes and styles. That might be something I might be picking up for my sump. Let's see what else we got. Got these big aquariums, 150 gallon for $275. That's a pretty good deal. They have lights, all sorts of lights. I see some reptile lights. I see some saltwater tank lights, some reef tank lights.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So they have a really good selection of lights if you're in the market for looking for lights and don't want to pay the full price for a lot of these. For example, these T5s are $60 for the ones with 4 bulbs.
Other door and around.
All right, so let's walk through this real quick. It looks like you mentioned earlier, they have a section where they have additives, chemicals, test kits that people either getting out of the hobby or for whatever reason, or they're still, in good use. And so they have some of that stuff here. Or if you're wanting to try a product and you don't want to pay the full price for something, you can probably find something here that you're wanting to try and see how that goes. They got some used saltwater equipment. Those are all look like skimmers. And they have quite a bit of selection of all these skimmers. It looks like they have some little wave makers, pumps, some sort of filtration systems. These are all, they look like what I would consider canister filters, but they're set up a little bit different. I don't know if that's because they're saltwater or just older style filters. UV lights. They got some wave makers. They have a really good selection. There's some of the water systems that have been used, and you can purchase those. All right, so as you guys can see, there's a lot of stuff here you can buy that either help you piece together a system that you're already working on, or just start from zero. So let's go ahead and take a look at where they have some of the livestock for the freshwater and the saltwater and get a better look at that. Red Realies. These are yellow Hawkeye. Let's see. These guys are right over here. fire reds. But the water's a little messy. Blue dreams. Look at this guy right here. Hanging on the wall. Crystal blacks. Although, yeah, they are. Notice. So they do have some, at least 2 species of Caridina fish in here. Let's go back down to what's quickly becoming my favorite thing. Got all the plants in here. All these plants are for sale. This is their prices on their discus. For the small 35, 55 for mediums, and the large ones for 110. They got rabbit snails, longfin cories, Synodontis catfish, cardinal tetras. Oh yeah, they got some big rabbit snails. Look at those guys. They're plants too. I love their plants. They have mystery snails in there too. Look at this big old bristlenose catfish. Look at this guy. What's yum 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 yum. Look at all these cardinals. I love the way these school. All right, let's continue with their small community fish. This is swordtails. I guess these are the albino swordtails. They do seem to have red eyes. There's a little yellow lad. He's flying solo today. Nobody else in there with him. Some platinum mollies. I'm gonna have to take some of these if I can find some good females. That one right there. He's got to go home with me. Some gobies. Look at these guys, man. Trapdoor snails. You know, your classic cherry barbs. I don't know why these are not, they seem to be underrated in our hobby. I think they're really nice fish. Oh, this is me. I only wish they would stay this small. Look at all these baby frontosas. If they would stay this small, I'd have a tank full of them. I love their striping, their patterning. I don't know if the camera's picking up, but I like that blue hue that they have to their fins. Just some really beautiful fish. Unfortunately, you require a very large tank to keep these guys. Upside, they grow very slow from what I understand. All right, we got a little puffer in here. There he is. Hey, Mr. Puffer. We've got some pepper corridors. All right, this is their a little bit bigger ollies for community tanks. These guys kind of look like geophagus, but according to the tank, they're threadfin acaras. I don't think I've ever seen these before. At least not in person. It's a nice looking little, I like the spangling that they have and those little dots on their fins. I don't know if these color up anymore or anything else, but. Oh, over here we have some angelfish. We have some angelfish, some, what else we got in here? some giant Daniels, Buenos Aires tetras, some barbs, a little eel. What are these? I don't know what these are. Those are, let me see if I can find it on there. Tetras. Oh, they're Panama vinyl tinfoil barbs. Okay. Never seen those before. I don't know if any of you guys have out there, but that's the first for me. Some African cichlids. So again, a little bit more of the hardscape. Got all different sorts of types of rocks. I'm pretty sure you can find whatever it is you're looking for here. Go all the way around. Some bigger pieces down there. All right. We have the little cheeky fish, parrotfish. I can't help but think that it looks like they have their mouths full and they're about to spit a bunch of water in your face. That's what they always remind me. That's what every time I see them, that's what comes to mind. This guy, I do not have any idea what he is. Looks pretty cool, but don't know what he is. These are Severums. I recognize those guys. That one there too. But that other one, I don't recognize. Some albino fleckles.
Oh, brought some back in station.
Big old catfish hiding back here in the plants. Have some guppies. Some fancy guppies in here. There's a few platies. Some Danios. I have a lot of small African cichlids. They still haven't colored up. They're still real juveniles. Some of them are starting to get some coloring, but I'm not too familiar with all the different species, so I wouldn't even dare try to say what kind they are. These are some more Africans. No, take that back. These are red devils. I like that one right there. That guy is nice. We have some bala sharks. A little bit bigger African cichlids down here. Some silver dollars. Hard to see with all those bubbles. See if we can get back in here. Some yo-yo loaches. Lots of yo-yo loaches. I've had these before, and if you're trying to get rid of snails in your tanks, I hear people always complain about having too many snails. Get yourself a couple of these yo-yo loaches, and I'll tell you what, within a couple of weeks, all you're gonna have is empty shells. They love going after those snails. Some clown loaches. These guys too. Seems like most of the loaches will do away with snails. If you don't like snails for some reason, these guys right here are your go-to. Well, not so much the clowns because they get real big, but most loaches will do that. Look at these guys. Man, these guys are beautiful. Frontosas. Even if they stayed that big, I would have a bunch of them, but I know they don't, so I keep away from them. Looks like a bunch of different types of Oscars. We have some tiger Oscars, reds, albinos, tank full Oscars. We also have like some tiger shovel-nosed catfish. Those suckers get huge. These are your monster fish right here. And I guess they have a few red tail catfish. Those are also get pretty big. All right, all we have left now is all the saltwater stuff. Let's look in here real quick. Looks like it's got some type of rasbora in there. I guess that's a moss tank. In here, some more algae eaters, albino algae eaters. And another, this was their overflow tank for plants. See, did that eel go away? Oh, there he is. You can just make him out. He's kind of hiding under that fluorescent lamp in there. He looks pretty cool. One of the things I do have to admit about saltwater fish, their colors and the body styles of all their fish are really cool. You get so many fish that are so different, but I just can't seem to pull the trigger on it. I don't feel. Oh, look at this! It looks like some type of a goby or blenny. I don't know too much about these guys, but I know some of you guys do, so I'll show you what they have. Unfortunately, I don't have the filter that gets rid of some of the blue light, but I think a lot of it is just the backgrounds that are blue. Look at these clownfish. I've always said if I do happen to go saltwater, I think a fowler tank is what I'm doing. Some rocks and some clownfish. Although that's like the gateway saltwater tank of the hobby. Everybody seems to start with that and eventually go full reef. Some more clownfish, little Nemo. I don't know what they have up here. Some snails, more clowns. Oh, sorry. I'm going to be moving so quick. Oh, look at this guy. This guy's cool. Oh, slow down. There we go. See over here, I like those half black, half white. Kind of reminds me of my logo. Huh. If I didn't see that fish in this tank, I would have thought he was a freshwater fish. His body style. These guys too. I've always liked these guys. I think those are like Bengal cardinals or something like that. I love the way they, under the light, the way they look and the shape of their fins. That's what I was talking about. Saltwater fish that is kind of cool. Is all these different, really alien-like body styles, body shapes that they have. I'm not naming any of these fish off because I'm not really sure what they are. So that's what they got there. Let's come around. Just starting to get busy now because it's almost time for that fish swap to go ahead and start. I wonder what they're growing here. It's mackerel, I guess mackerel algae. Another one down in here. And you got a little guy over here by himself. I'm assuming they're keeping individual fishes in here to keep these tanks cycled. Some more accessories for your saltwater tanks. I'm assuming this is to glue your live rock to the walls of your aquarium. And we're getting into their coral section. I'm assuming this is all coral supplies, foods, supplements for all their corals. Yeah, this is just like, this is more than I could probably handle right now. Let's look at some of the, yeah, they're not gonna come through without the filter. This one right here is really neat. It's, in my end, it looks kind of like pink with greenish centers. Yeah, well, they have some little frags down here, which you can't appreciate right now because I don't have a filter for that. But those of you that keep reefs might recognize some of this stuff. That one right there. That one right there, I know you can't see it on here, but it looks like it's purple and orange. That one's really neat. Yeah, I can see why the fascination for reef tanks. So they have a pretty good selection.
Did you close that back door?
Here's the southern tank without the blue light is not as prevalent. Bunch of live rock in here. And we're coming back around to the front of the store. In here, some more used equipment, some palms, tubing, wave makers, anything you might need. All right, so we're back to the front of the store.